Hey Dan, I'm making this video as I said I was going to. So the video is about the basement remodel. I know I've talked to you a little bit about it, but what I've got is I've got a bunch of pictures and some video here of showing of all the iterations of that basement remodel from when Kyle and I tore all the drywall out to putting all new drywall in on the ceilings and the walls, and then adding a bit more. And the bit more is kind of the surprise part that I was working on today when we were talking. But it's just been, we started this when Beth was in Brussels here, was that before Christmas, I guess. And I'm still working on it. I still got several things I need to do, but the main parts are done, and that's what I'm going to show you in this video. So the video will start with, me tearing pictures of tearing these walls out. I don't know if I sent any of these to you, but so here is, as you can see, those are the studs. That's me tearing the ceiling out. Now you can see the fireplace. The interesting thing about the fireplace is if you look at that, they actually built the fireplace after they built the they had built the room. And they had actually built the fireplace after they had built the room and put the drywall in. So actually the drywall and the joists, the ceiling joists, run right on top of that firewall, that fireplace wall, the brick fireplace wall. So that was unexpected for sure and interesting. What that means is the flue actually goes out through into the garage and up the garage wall. So anyway, these are just pictures of, of all the crap that I tore out. So we had to tear all the drywall off the walls mainly because they had that old wood paneling. They had glued it on, and there was no way to get that wood paneling off without tearing up the drywall. So I just said, screw it, let's just tear it all out. So this is an interesting picture. This is a picture I took. I made a little hole on top of the fireplace, and then stuck my camera in the hole with the flash on and took a picture down. So what you're looking at is the front wall and the side wall of the fireplace, and then that's the firebox inside. And I wanted to see that because, so here's Kyle putting drywall in. I wanted to see that because what I was going to do, what I did do, is I ran a gas line in the open ceiling across over to the laundry room where the gas comes into the house, and then what I did is I dropped it down next to that fireplace, that firebox, so that when the time comes, we're going to put in a natural gas insert, and they're going to just cut the side of the firebox open to get to that that pipe that I put in. So hopefully it'll work. Anyway. So now this is the next spot. So Beth was, when we were looking at that fireplace, she was like, maybe we should put a wall right there where that's where the railing used to be. I don't know if you remember that railing that was there, but it's been so long since there's been a railing there that I decided that, yeah, that would be nice. Let's put a wall in there. And then while I was at it, I thought, well, why don't we build some cubbies that you can access from the stairs right there by the landing. But the thing about the wall is it's going to make that area in front of the fireplace a lot cozier. So that was the goal. So this is me framing all out. Now, that little spot underneath, right by the fireplace, I think is going to be a great place for a little kid to sit on a beanbag chair right there and read. So it's going to be like a little reading nook, I think. That's my thought anyway. We'll see if it turns into that. So anyway, so this is me framing this all out. And of course it took so much longer than I had expected. I mean, it always does, right? And so here's the wall going in, me framing it out. Of course, all that's on angles. It's all like 36-degree angles. So there's the cubbies taking form as I'm putting that, getting that framed in. And I think I'm going to put doors on that. So there's it completely drywalled in. And there's the drywall there. So a lot of these funky angles, I had to really work at that drywall mud to make it really smooth. But I think it actually turned out pretty well. So here's obviously another picture of now that I've got, now I'm mudding it, more mud, so I got all those corners into that cubby all taped, and I put, like metal corners on all of that. That's the end wall, so that's all taped and mudded. And then you can see that's a little angel. You got to turn your head sideways to your right, and you can see that that's the corner coming down. Anyway, lots of mudding shots. I'm actually really happy. This is probably the best drywall job I've ever done. It turned out really, really well. There were a couple of odd transitions that I was able to completely smooth out. Especially that transition right there to the right of the cubby. It was really, you can see almost that little bit of a crease right there. So this is me now painting it. I got the mud all done. I got that painted yellow. As you can tell, we really like color in our house, so we got lots of color in this place. We're actually thinking of painting that fireplace too. So anyway, so there's the cubbies taking shape. Painted, and then what I did for shelving in there, you can see the shelves. This is a thing that I've done for many years. Ever since I lived in Pullman, I did this, where you take a 1x4 and you drill an 1.5-inch hole right down the middle, and then you rip it in half, and those become your shelf brackets. And then you use 1x2s rounded off on either end to slip into to the half round. You'll see what I'm talking about here a couple pictures later. But I'm really, really happy with the way that box turned out. I mean, it looks really nice. I've got the trim completely painted now. I've got all the, the nail holes filled and painted. I was especially happy with the way, but that took a lot of time to get all that trim just right and trimmed out. But it actually worked out really well. So, here is, so there's an up close of the bracket. You can see how it's these little half round, these half circles. Now here's just kind of a quick video. So what I still have to do, the trim right there on the clear story windows above my door, I got to do those. I got to do the trim around my door, the door to our bedroom. Like I said, I think we might paint the fireplace, but this is where the gas line runs, right through that ceiling right there. I still have to put obviously that gas insert in, so here's that little area for reading. I think that natural gas insert is going to be really nice right there. So here's the laundry room. So that's the gas line coming through, which the plumbers will just hook up. So here we are going up the steps. There's the cubby, and I've got one shelf in there so far, and I've got 2 more shelves that are being painted and they're drying. But as I pan back, you'll be able to see, okay, so there's one shelf, and you can see the brackets for the other 2 shelves. But those are drying right now. And then, like I said, I think we're going to put cupboard doors on that cubby, which will be kind of funky. So yeah, so that's kind of my story. I am, hold on, stop this. There we go. So like I said, now the big thing is the flooring. So Beth and I are going to try, we've talked about trying to get that flooring in before Duncan and Clelia get here on February 13th. So I think we're going to do bamboo like I did in the kids' rooms downstairs. It's really a function of money and time, right? I mean, that's pretty much all of life. So we'll see if we can get that in. And that will really finish that room off. I mean, that room is going to be really a nice room. And Beth's got this rug that's super colorful. It's 8 foot by 10 foot, so it takes up almost that whole space in front of the fireplace. So anyway, we're really happy with it. So anyway, I guess that's all I got. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.